What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? Hey, what is going on? Hey, guess what? We are going to talk about episode 6 of The Mandalorian. In case you are new, I am your host, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews. And by the way, again, if you have not seen this episode, we are going to review it, react to it, go through all the spoilers and everything. So now's the time to go on somewhere if you have not seen the episode. But if you have seen it, or if you don't care about spoilers, then you are in the right place. Okay, y'all got y'all little spoiler alert right there. And I want to say shout out to the replay gang in case you guys are watching on a replay. What's going on, y'all? What's going on with y'all? Thank you so much for watching. In the meantime, let's see who is here with us live right now. We got my man Dex of Reason. What's going on? And you on the replay gang. I appreciate that. See you later. Thank you so much. And make sure everybody leaves a comment down below if you're watching on replay. I still want to know what you thought about the episode and so on and so forth. Then we got my man Tane. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Happy to see that you're back in good health. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Leandra, hello. Good to see you. That's a great question. Tune in to the live. We're doing a live chat about like an hour or so after this one. So you want to tune in. We're gonna watch it. We are gonna watch it. I have not seen it yet, but I am gonna watch it right after this. We're gonna have a whole live and we're gonna go through a lot of trailers. Some trailers y'all have seen, some y'all have not. I haven't seen none of them, so I'm excited. But we're gonna react and talk about all of them. So yeah, that's on the watch list for sure. My man Didier, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and that's a great recap right there. Shauna, hello, good to see you. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Talented one, what's going on? You catching on replay? I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Tasha, hello, good to see you. Miss Harper, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I know you go listen. I'm gonna try and buy you a little time, not too much, because we're gonna get into it. But I'm glad you're watching the episode either way. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Young T'Challa, how you doing? I understand the sentiment. I really do. Pierre, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate you. My man Kev is back. What's up? How are you? Hey, that's their problem, not mine. Marsha Reese, hello. Of course, you just okay. We know why you here. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you for being here either way. And I know you ain't watched the episode. It's okay. I know. I gave up. I gave up. If you don't want to watch the episode, that's fine. It is what it is. I'm happy that you're here either way. My man Anthony Mackey's hype man. Wow, that's a job. That's a job. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Bo. How you doing? Thanks for being here. My man Ernest is back. Good to see you. Thank you so much. On my square. What is up? How are you? Zia Latrice. Hello, ma'am. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Cal Payne. Hello. Good to see you. Theo, what's up? How are you? Hey. Oh, you finished Rebels. All right now. All right. I'm glad to hear it. I'm pretty sure a lot of things are starting to connect. It makes sense. Congratulations on making that epic journey on finishing Rebels. You are now in the know. I love it. Good to see it. CJ, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for being here. My man Sean is back. What's up, man? Sean, stop it, man, bro. You've been a vet. What you mean? I told y'all it's real easy to be a vet. It's real easy. Just come back. Like if you've been to one live and you came back, you a vet. I'm sorry, it's a very easy threshold. So, bro, you've been a long-term vet. You in there. Deshaun, hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Rizzo, what's up? How are you? Thank you so much. Let's see. Trees, hello. Let's see. Metal X, how are you doing? My man Derek Gaines, another top vet in the building. What's up? Xavier, how you doing? Man, listen, we're gonna get into that. Not in this episode. We're going to do that in the next live, but this one right here is going to be about Mandalorian episode 6. But yes, in the next live, we got a lot to go through. Christy, how you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Tanya, how you doing? He was in the wrong chat. Good to see you here anyway. Thank you so much. Chill Spot, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Come through. We got Kristen Pratt. Come on now. You ain't late. You ain't late. You good to go. My squad vets in the building. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Phil Roy, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you as well. Let's see who else we got. Alto, hello, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Lance, what's up? Good to see you. Your first live chat. Well, hello, Lance. Thank you so much for being here. And by the way, for anyone else that might be stumbling in, or if this is new for you, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you right now, that does this channel a lot of good. If you go ahead and subscribe and, like the video and share it if you like what you hear and what you see. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you so, so much. It's a real pleasure. Oh, wait, my man. Hold on. Where we go? My man, Lou. What's up, Lou? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you too. Hold on. I got some more people. Michael, what's going on? How you doing? Carbro, hello. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. And shout out to everybody that's making it out tonight. I really appreciate y'all. So let me just tell y'all first quick impression about this episode. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling this episode. There were some good things that happened, but this episode, like, I put it to you like this. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's another Star Wars fan, and we've been through similar journeys through Star Wars. The only difference is he's watched Clone Wars, he loves Clone Wars, he appreciates it, but he has not watched Rebels. He is currently watching Rebels right now, and he was kind of like, should I watch The Mandalorian? And I was just like, you should watch The Mandalorian in general, but this episode, the first 30 minutes are a little shaky. So I'll explain a little bit more what I liked and what I didn't like about it. But we'll get into all of that. Let's break down the episode. Let's go through it. And then, maybe, for all I know, maybe my opinion will change. Maybe y'all will have some insight that I didn't have. I don't know. But let's go through the episode and talk about what happened. So we got some good recaps, by the way, and I'm really glad that they did this because it reminded us of the fact that this was Boca Time's old crew. And of course, after she lost the dark saber and all that, the whole Moff Gideon thing, and that was at the end of season 2. They basically dipped. They were gone. They were like, yeah, not my leader. I'm out of here. Sorry, not sorry. So she basically lost her regime right there. And that was pretty much it. That was a wrap for her and her crew. Let's see. Then we also had Moff Gideon. Of course, this is where, he had lost the Darksaber to Din. And she basically couldn't be the leader. But then we go back and we also see where Din got captured by that weird alien looking creature or whatever. And it was Bo-Katan who ended up saving him and, rescuing him during that whole siege, during that whole thing. And of course, that's going to play in later. And of course, this is the overall arc that we are seeing throughout this entire season, which is that Bo-Katan is on a mission, a spiritual mission, religious mission, however you want to deem it, to basically restore Mandalore. And every episode, we're seeing little by little another piece to that overall puzzle of how that's going to be accomplished. So the episode kicks off with some fishy looking people. They eating sushi while they flying through the space or whatever. But then the Mandalorian crew that used to be Bo's crew, they are now hired mercenaries, and they are basically on a mission. And they like, yo, we need to go get that kid that got on your ship. We don't really care why he's on there. We don't care what the situation is. We got a job to do, and you either gonna get down or you gonna lay down. And then when you lay down, you gonna stay down because this is the way. So the little kid or whoever was just like, yo, I love you. I don't want to leave. And she was like, I love you too, but you're gonna have to leave because we just can't do this no more. Blah, 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 blah. Then, Sasha Banks came back. She ain't had no lines. I think she had like 2 lines. but I'm glad she's back. I'll leave it at that. So she goes to go get the kid, and that's it. Mission accomplished. No bloodshed, nothing like that. Now we kick off the episode with Boca Time flying with Din and Grogu. And as they are approaching this new planet, I forget what they called it, Pleasure 15. I think it's a play off of Pleasure 15. They notice that they have Imperial droids here, and of course these droids have been repurposed. These droids used to be part of the Empire, but they got reprogrammed, and now they are serving basically the people. And it is what it is now, but it's still a little suspicious. So now they have to travel because they've been summoned by the leaders of this world. And I don't know about y'all, but this looked like they were in Epcot at Disney. Like, it looked like they was on the monorail at Disneyland, and they was just riding through. That was the feeling I got. What, I don't know if y'all got that similar feeling or not. I had just came from Disney last year, so I was getting all the Disney vibes here. Probably not a coincidence. But then we are introduced to the leaders of Pleasure 15, and that is the Bombardier and the Duchess, as you can see, played by Jack Black and Lizzo. Yes, that is correct. Lizzo, the flute playing hip hop sensation. And I'm pretty sure someone's gonna be mad about this, but you know what? I don't really care because it's Star Wars. It is what it is. And what Din and Bo-Katan are kind of like, what is going on here? This is kind of crazy. Like, all these people are kind of weird. And they're like, even playing around with Grogu. They're like, yo, Grogu want a snack? Come through. Then, it was like, yo, Grogu don't get down like that. Grogu was like, mind your business. I'm here for the fish. And this is how it is. Okay. This is now the way. So basically, they ended up asking both Din and Bo-Katan that, yo, we got a droid problem. And this problem basically is the droids are malfunctioning on this planet. We have basically a new political system where it's a huge democracy. Everyone votes on everything, and we can't have guns or a military presence here. So yes, we hired the Mandalorians to do stuff, but they can't go into the city because that's against the law. However, y'all two could definitely go in with your weapons because it's part of your culture and it's part of your religion. So that gets the nice little loophole. And while you in the city, you can maybe take care of our situation with the droids, take them out, handle that, and then we'll be all good. And of course, Bo was like, all right, Din, I don't know, like, what you think? And Din was like, listen, you talking about droids, I'm down. You say less. And I love the fact that Din is on site when it comes with droids. He don't care. Keep in mind, droids they were a part of his traumatic history. They were a reason why he became a foundling in the first place, because the Empire was using droids and to take over Mandalore and stuff like that. So Din don't like droids at all, and he's ready to take them out whenever, however, just say the word. So now they go ahead. They also meet up with Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd, who's the commissioner here, basically the security commissioner. And, he's like, look, the droids are malfunctioning. They acting up, they acting weird, they tweaking and all that. He also mentions like how there's this big red button that would shut down all of the droids. However, they can't do that because if they do that, there will be chaos because the citizens of this whole planet, they basically voted against turning off the droids, mainly because they built their entire society on having the droids do everything for them. In other words, these citizens are lazy. They don't do anything because droids, they do all the chores, they do all the work. And if basically, according to this commissioner, if the droids shut down or if they go away in any capacity, all of society would collapse. But he does mention you need to go talk to the Ugnaughts. They can help you out in terms of who's malfunctioning or not. So Din and them go, and if you recall, the Ugnaughts are basically the same people or the same race that we encountered in the first season of The Mandalorian. If you recall, the I Have Spoken alien, that is basically where these people come from. And Din is like trying to talk to him and let him know that, like, yo, what's happening with these droids is messed up. Now, Boca Time earlier tried to reason with them, but the problem is these people are very prideful and you have to talk to them a certain type of way. If you go say that their work is shoddy or it's terrible, they not finna hear it. They don't want to hear nothing about it. But Din knows how to talk to him because he's had encounters. He basically mentioned the other alien that he talked to from season 1, and he was like, look, y'all good people, y'all do good work. We just want to get to the bottom of it, but we understand game recognized game. We understand y'all cool, and that was all he had to say. And they gave him a device, and now he can go track down all of the bad bad droids that are tweaking out there in the field. So Din, when they get there, Din is kicking every single droid with no worries because he's like, yo, one of these things are gonna tweak. I don't care, right? If they're reprogrammed fully, they should keep moving like it's no problem. But of course, he kicked the wrong one, and now it's a high-speed chase because one of them just booked. Had to just started running through the city. And I really like this scene right here because the scene, I don't know about y'all, but this looked like Blade Runner, or at least a homage to Blade Runner. And I thought at least the scenery looked really dope. But the rogue droid, started running around and trying to get away. But nope, Din and Bo took him down, and they found a spark pad on him, which basically had a tag on it leading them back to a place called the Resistor. And when they followed this back to the bar, and they were gonna go ask some questions. But before they go ask questions, I got a question for y'all. Are we supposed to act like we didn't just see this droid trying to holler at the other droid? I mean, that is what's happening here, right? I mean, I'm just saying the position, the hand, the lean in this whole thing. I'm sitting there, I was like, what y'all finna do? Like, you going next to a bar, 4 droids, and y'all sitting here hollering, you spitting game? Like, is this like, I was confused. I was like, what y'all gonna exchange zeros and ones? Y'all gonna get knocking the oil tanks? Like, what do you, I understand the droids are kind of like, they sentient or whatever. They got their own AI pro. Just understand. I don't know. Well, did y'all notice something? Like, I don't. It was just weird to me. What they hollering at? What do they want to talk about? Like, yo, let me refresh your hard drive. Like, wait a minute, Star Wars, y'all not slick. Y'all not slick. Anywho, they get into the bar, and again, like, what are y'all drinking? that was my first reaction. My first reaction to this was like, why are y'all drinking? And why are y'all got this stuff hooked up? Hooked up. They not even trying to pretend to drink. They sitting there with a cold yellow drink. And they just sitting there slipping, just slurping it. What they call that? Nepathe or whatever. And they just sitting there having a good old time. Got a whole bartender and everything. I was like, man, these droids are on something. But anyway, it was kind of interesting because, Dim was like, yo, I want this information. And this time it was Boca Time to kind of be like, nah, we got to take the smooth approach. And the bartender was like, look, we want to help because all these droids that are malfunctioning, it's messing it up for the rest of us droids that are just out here trying to make a living. We just want to get our yellow drink on. Ain't nobody trying to have no problems. And the humans, they created us, so the least we can do is help out because we don't want to be decommissioned. So they get the spark pad or whatnot and the information, and that leads them to know that the Nepenthe that they were drinking, which is basically something that patches their programming, might have been spiked. Let's just say that their drink might have been spiked a little bit. So in order for them to like figure it out, they had to go back to the droid that they took out earlier. And as they're getting closer and deeper into like the real reason of what's going on, that little droid in the back, the white floating one, goes crazy. But of course, slice, dark saber. Din makes it light work, gets rid of it, and now they go back to examining and investigating, and they see some writing is now on the nanobites that are inside this drink now. So now that's real suspect, but now they have a bigger clue as to who's giving these commands for all these droids to go malfunction. And of course, it had to be boom, the security commissioner. It was him all along, and they go and confront him, and they was like, "Yo, Bo-Katan and Dim was like, you under arrest, you coming with us. We know what you did." He was like, "I ain't no sucker. I'm not going out. One more step, and I'm gonna hit this button. And what this button is really gonna do is not gonna kill all the droids. It's gonna make all the droids turn on all the citizens. So if they turn on all the citizens, I'm killing everybody." Why? Because apparently this dude has been loyal to Count Dooku, aka the Separatists, aka the Empire, and all of that. He's been loyal all this time, and he was just like holding on to last vestiges of hope, I guess, of that belief. And you know what? Bo-Katan, she don't really care about all the woke politics, and she was like, "Yo, zip, zip, you going to sleep. Good night." So then we go back to the castle, and then we playing some sort of game. I don't know if this hacky sack, whatever it is. Either way, Grogu is out here cheating his butt off and changing the odds and the bets or whatever, and basically helping Queen Lizzo, the Duchess Lizzo, win. But they bring the prisoner forward, and he's like, "Yo, I got no regrets." Like, I got no regrets. And they like, "Man, we real disappointed in you, but hey, it's all good. Maybe one day we'll forgive you. We'll see." But for the Mandalorians, they do end up giving the key basically to the city. And again, this right here is kind of important, I think, for the overall goal of the series or of the season, which is the Mandalorians are once again they're gaining acceptance across the galaxy. We just saw in the last episode where they basically helped out the Grief Kargas people, and while they were helping them, they were given a piece of land, so now they don't have to live on that beach. Y'all remember that beach, the same beach that had the alligator eating them every other day, the same beach that had the little bat dragon thing come and swoop and take their children. Now they can actually move to a deluxe apartment on the east side. They can move now. They don't have to be where they are no more. But what's even better is now that they have this key, now that they have the favor of the Duchess and the Bombardier, they can now go to the Senate or whatever. And in my opinion, I think that it's going to make them the Mandalorians overall within the whole galaxy be seen in a much more established light. So that is definitely there. And of course, who's in the mix of all of this stuff? Bo-Katan. She's the one that gets the key. She's the one that's going to get the praise. So it's all her. Now we go back and we're about to wrap it up. After getting that key, Bo-Katan goes back because now she want to talk to her old crew. And of course, the old crew is now being led by Axe. I forgot what his whole name was. I think it was like Axe Woken or something like that. But Axe has the leadership right now, and he's like, "Yo, I ain't trying to get us up. I like this. It's nice being leader. So I'm gonna stay there." And she was like, "Yeah, that's what you thought. I challenge you to a duel." And of course, like, what you gonna do? Like, you got all these Mandalorians watching and everything. You gonna have to do the challenge. Like, you ain't got no chance. You have to do it. So they go at it, and this was a nice little sequence. It was all right. It was cool. They fighting, shooting their little weapons and everything. But you know whose show this is now. It's Bo-Katan's show. She gets on top and tells him to yield. He, of course, ain't got much of a choice because she got that blade right to his neck. So he ends up yielding. So now Bo-Katan is now the new leader of this pack. and everybody is there to watch and witness and hold up. Wait a minute. Was that a brother that's a Mandalorian with locks? Did y'all see that? I don't think I've seen a brother in locks as a Mandalorian. Oh man, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm mad I no longer have locks because I did have locks a long time ago. This would have made my blurred little heart beat so fast. Shout out to the brother Mandalorian. We will never know his name. He will never get any lines. And I'm pretty sure he's going to die. Thanks, Star Wars. Thanks. Anywho, now, Axe had a couple questions though. He was like, look, Din is not legitimate. He doesn't have the real Mandalorian blood. And Bo, you done lost the whole dark saber to Din. So neither one of y'all got any claims here. Like both of y'all are like problematic. And Din was like, hold on, wait a minute. Actually, Bo said, like, nah, Din, he redeemed himself. He went to he bathed himself in the Lake of Minnetonka, and he cool with the creed and all that. He established just like everybody else, and he been walking the way because it is the way. And this is where Din came up with like the with the whole loop-de-doo roundabout type of legal mumbo jumbo. And he was just like, look, let me tell y'all about the real rule book, because back a couple episodes ago, Boca Time was the one that saved me when I got captured and defeated, and she used the dark saber. And by the law of the creed, that means she is now the possessor of this whole dark saber, and it's hers now. And everybody had to shut up because Bo-Katan has the dark saber, meaning Bo-Katan is now the rightful ruler of Mandalore in more ways than one. And this is kind of like what they were trying to aim at, right? Because while you have all these divisions and all these different, sections of Mandalorians, she's already won over the hardcore Mandalorians that are like deep in the creed, right? Helmet wearing, that's like they tradition is a number one thing for them. She won them over. Now she got to win over the other ones, and the other ones that don't have their helmets or anything, they look up to that dark saber. So the dark saber is going to be the unifying thing. And right now, Bo-Katan, once again, has got all the right pieces falling to her to basically be like, you the one, you got the juice now. You going to be the one to reunite and, bring Mandalore back into prominence. And they got that nice piece of land. They getting some notoriety. They got a leader. They about to get their numbers up. It's looking good for Mandalorians right now. Just saying, it's looking pretty good. But that was it for this episode. And let's see. I think I had a couple comments. Let me grab those real quick. Deshaun, what you got? Dang, the drone's gone off the drone link. Listen, that yellow Drake was strong because they was in that date. Listen, a couple of them was like, yo, just hook me up. I don't even need, just put it right here. Put it right here. Give me that yellow drink. They was on that heavy. But thank you so much. Ty always coming through with the super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. The brother Lorian. I love it. I love it. Yes, indeed. That bro, he ain't gonna have no lines. I'm so mad. We not even gonna know his name. He just gonna go, he gonna disappear. Bender, Robot Love, about to bump them circuits. I love it. Thank you so much, Bender. I appreciate you. That's a good one. All right. So that was it for that portion. But now's the time where I need y'all to let me know on a scale from 1 to 10, what did you give this episode for you? Where did you rank it on a scale from 1 to 10? While you guys do that, I will go ahead and talk about my thoughts on this episode. So my thing with this is, I didn't really care about the first 30 minutes. I felt like a lot of it was a long way just to get that one little payoff. And that one little payoff was, again, hey, you did this cool little side mission, and now the Mandalorians have, like, they have an ally, right? Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Now the last 10 minutes I thought were cool. It was meaningful. Um, and I dug that. But I was not a very big fan of, like, the whole thing, because honestly, like, even with the droids malfunctioning, okay, so there's some separatists still out there. So I don't care. See, now it'd be different. It'd be slightly different. What episode was that? 4 or something, when we were dealing with Kane, where, okay, clearly there's some evil people still out there, but they're maybe siding with Moff Gideon still. Like, okay, I could see that and see how that builds up. I just don't know if this is really gonna be a huge thing. Um, the pacing, I wasn't really much of a fan of. The disjointedness felt a little weird as well. Hmm. Like, this is not an episode I'd be like, oh man, we got to come back and watch. Not for me, anyway. Um, I don't know. Was there anything else? I like the action. It was okay. I don't think I liked this episode too much. I don't think it just didn't. You know what? And I'll say this, because this is also part of, I think, a larger criticism for the entire series. Because think about this: we're on episode 6, and we only have 2 episodes left. Right? We have 7 and 8. There's only 8 in total, from what my understanding. You have I don't like the fact that we did this swerve with Mando and Grogu, because once again, it's about what you've established, right? And when you establish something, you also bring in and cultivate expectations. Now, it's one thing to subvert expectations, but it depends on what you're subverting, right? If you were to throw in something like, oh my gosh, Luke Skywalker jumps in and he's in there, okay, that subverts expectations, but it's a nice little detour. But at the same time, it's not going to over dominate the show. My issue is more so the fact that, like, this entire season of Mandalorian, and I get it, maybe they're talking about multiple Mandalorians, fine. But what y'all should have done is just done this whole season as a spinoff. This really should have been a Boca Time spinoff, and then it should have just featured Din and Grogu in the background, because it clearly hasn't been about them. They've been getting like 5 minutes out of 30-40 minutes. They've been getting 5 minutes per episode. So I'm thinking to myself, if y'all would have just said, hey, Bo-Katan is going to have her own series, and that series, just like Boba Fett, right? And that series is going to tie in to the Mandalorian. It's going to tie in. It's going to happen at the same time as Boba Fett. I think that would have altered expectations a little bit better, because now, I'm sorry, when you give me 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, and those 2 seasons already are all about Din, and they're all about Grogu, and then all of a sudden, you just, on the 3rd season, just out of nowhere, you're like, nah, we're just going to talk about somebody else and put them in the background. You've altered my expectations, and I don't like that, because, again, that's not what I came here for. I wanted Chinese food, but y'all serving me Mexican. Yes, I like Mexican food, but I came to a Chinese restaurant for Chinese food, right? So if you just say, like, yo, this is a separate show, I think that would help. But, like, right now, it is what it is. But either way, for this episode, I think I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite episode. It's not the worst episode. I think another disappointment is the fact that this was actually Bryce Dallas Howard that did this. And Bryce Dallas, I mean, I remember she did like 2 other episodes in the past seasons, and people were like, oh my God, give her Star Wars, right? Like, let her do her thing, give her a movie, right? But I don't think this was the strongest episode for this season or even all 3 seasons, but yeah, I'm gonna land at a 6.5 out of 10. But let's see where y'all land at it. Because y'all opinion matters. Let's see, we got a 9. Okay, 7.5. Okay, 5, 4, 7, 9, 7.5. 4, 6, 8, 8, 7, 4, 6.5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 7.5, 7, 8, 5, 7.5, 4, 8, and 5. Let's see, 7.5. Did I get another one? 6.5, 6, 6, and 6.5. Okay. So again, it's not the strongest episode, out there, but yeah, I guess it's a means to an end. It added something to the mix, I guess. But whatever. Anywho, that's all we got for today. I really appreciate you guys coming in, talk about this episode of Mandalorian. We will reconvene and talk about it again next Wednesday. For those of you that are going to be here for the next chat, just stay tuned. Make sure you go join that other chat. It's going to start in about like an hour and a half or so. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be available this Friday, so I'm going to try and move the chat up till today. And we have a lot of news and stuff to talk about. We got a lot of trailers to go through. So we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about on that live anyway. But again, I'm not going to be available on Friday. So I figured let's just get a head start, knock it out, and get a lot of those topics done today. So we're gonna do back-to-back lives tonight. I'm gonna go finish prepping for the other one, and then I will see all of y'all in the next live, hopefully. But y'all know the routine. If I don't see you, wash your hands, wash your butts, and until next time, I will see y'all later. Peace.